All right, all right, all right. It is time for the weekly voice with me, Kendéll Lenice. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. So, let me try to straighten up some stuff. I had my green screen, as you can see. Got to take that down a little bit. Let me see. It's showing because I just did another show and I'm using a different device. So this might look a little different. It didn't look like this earlier. Let me fix this thing up. See, it's live, knocking the stuff down. This is live. Hey, it is what it is. And this is how we're going to do it today. Uh, let's get it. It's always something. All right. Yeah. So I just got finished doing another show, and that was the green screen that you've seen. And I said, well, since I finished doing that show, let me go on over here and do the weekly voice. This is so hood. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Please forgive a sister, but I hope everybody is doing well. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's looking like that, but the beat still goes on. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the weekly voice with Kendéll Lenice. All right, so we're talking about the week of February 20th, all the way through to the 26th. So we got a lot to talk about today. All right, here are my notes. First, I want to just give my prayers to all the fighting and what's going on in Ukraine and all of that. I don't want to ignore what's happening in world news. So anybody losing their life, anybody, with this violence, my prayers go out to them. All right, so this week on the Weekly Voice with Kendéll Lenice, before you do anything, make sure you subscribe below. And every week I am here. Typically, I ain't got no green screen. I literally jumped on real quick. So my apologies to you for that if this is your first time watching. Hopefully it doesn't discourage you from watching again. All right, so I'm going to do it differently this week. Normally, I filter in the word of the day, the week, so you can kind of implement it in your vocabulary if you don't already. But I think I'm going to start with that this week and maybe every week. The word of the week is candor. You know how people say candor? Candor. So basically, it's an honest, reserved, sincere expression. And oftentimes people tell me, Kendéll, I like your candor, meaning my honesty and my sincerity, because I try to bring that each time and I'm very transparent with it. So, candor, if you don't use it in your weekly or daily life. All right, let's get right into it. So, Wendy Williams, we've talked about this the last couple of weeks, and now let's talk about Wendy for a minute. I used to listen to her radio show. She was the queen of New York radio. Let's not get it twisted. Everybody knows Wendy now, and they're seeing the shows and the pictures and the memes and all of them making fun of Wendy. And some may say, well, she makes fun of everybody else. She's fair game too. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about Wendy. I have all her books on the shelf, not all of them, but her early ones before she even had the talk show and everything. And she was very open and candor about her life and what she's been through and what she's gone through. Now, Wendy, for some, love to hate her. Some people love Wendy. Some people can't stand Wendy. And there are not a lot of people in the middle. And I don't want to see anyone lose anything because of health issues. And she definitely has been struggling health wise. And with her show, the Wendy Williams show, she hasn't been on there as a host in quite some time. So they've had different people filling in. They've had everybody from Nick Cannon to Sherry Shepherd to Leah Remini. Bill Bellamy was there at one point. They even had Remy Ma and Fat Joe. They've had everybody on there trying to fill in the gaps. And no matter how great they were, they can't fill how you do it, Wendy Williams' shoes. That's just, impossible. She's paved the way for a lot of women in radio. And also now you see these shock jocks. You have Howard Stern and you had Wendy Williams. The shock jocks, like talking and saying, being real and honest about certain things. She was like one of the first women who did that. And a lot of trends happen after Wendy. So let's give her props for that. No matter if you love her or love to hate her or whatever, you got to respect her. Put some respect on Wendy Williams' name. Okay? Got to do that. But her show is going to be no longer. So the Wendy Williams show, after all of these years, it will no longer be. Sherri Shepherd is getting her own show. Now, a lot of folks said that Sherri Shepherd was the star of the fill-ins. She needed her own show. And you guys know Sherri Shepherd was on The View. And that's when she first started hosting, and she had all her faux pas over there. And look at God building a training ground for her now to have her own show called The Sherri. So she will be having that. So I'm sure everyone will watch. But Wendy Williams is speculated to have her own podcast coming up. And they said that they offered her millions and millions of dollars to do her own podcast. Would you listen? I know I would. We've seen pictures of her walking on the beach and all of that, saying that she's healing. There's nothing wrong with her. But it is speculation, too, that she has hooked up again, at least a friendship with her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter. I don't know how that true is. I ain't in those folks' business. I'm just telling y'all what the news has been this week. So if you're just tuning in for the first time to the Weekly Voice, where we unpack the week here with Kendéll Lenice, I'm talking about inspiration. I'm talking about pop culture. I'm talking about current events. We're just talking about what's happening during this week. I hope you've been feeling good this week. I hope that you've been focusing on your mental health and your self-care. I hope that you have loved yourself and hugged yourself this week. I hope that this week for you was better than last week. I hope that for you. I definitely do, as a life coach and as a woman. I hope that, this week wasn't as rough for you as last week. And if it was, I hope that you learned from this week. And I hope that the seeds have been planted for next week to be greater. That's what I hope. All right. So what else? So Saweetie, I love her gel. I'll be using her gel, her Kiss gel. But and I'm a meditation practitioner, so I liked this. So a radio host asked Saweetie why she shaved her head. If you remember a few weeks back, if you don't, she shaved her head. And if you don't know who Saweetie is, Saweetie, S-A-W, make sure I get it right, Saweetie. Google her to find out who she is, because I'm not explaining that right now. I want to talk about the meditation. But she said meditation caused her to shave her head. It was clarity and starting over. And she spoke about hair holding energy, and she wanted to release it. And she said, it's a new enlightened her, not a new her, but a better her. So I can respect that. Whatever it takes, that's her hair. If that's what she thought, and she discovered meditation, then go on, Saweetie. Saweetie, a lot of people don't know that she's a very, very smart businesswoman. And just pay attention to her moves that she's making and what she's doing. And even with McDonald's and all of the different sponsorships she's had. She's strategic in her business. And I love that. She's an educated woman, and she's a very intelligent woman. So I appreciate that about Saweetie. So go ahead, do your thing, Saweetie. What else do I have here? Monique was on T.S. Madison. Monique of Baltimore. Yes, shout out to Monique, Queen of Comedy. And she talked once again about on T.S. Madison's show. What is it called? Now, I talked about this a little bit last week. Turned Out on Fox Soul, and she just talked about still wanting her apology from Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. And Tyler was supposed to apologize to her for everything and for blackballing her 10 years ago after she did Precious, and no one has yet. Now, some say, Monique, you need to let it go, leave it alone. You ain't going to get that apology or whatever. But leave that woman alone if she wants that apology. And one thing, her story has been the same, very consistent about what's been happening with her. And you have to wonder if she was blackballed, because after winning, the highest height of award, the Oscar for Precious, we haven't seen her on a big scale. We've seen her on Almost Christmas, but she was good. Shout out to David E. Talbert and everyone over there who placed her in that film and didn't see that she was difficult, because David was like, she was easy breezy. She wasn't no difficult to work with. But I find with women, we're called difficult to work with if we have a standard, right? No one's ever called me that, but who knows what people are saying behind your back, right? If you have a standard, or if you take your own ground, you set boundaries, and you are intentional about your work and your family balance, and trying to make sure you spend time, and your bag, your coin, your purse, the people in the industry may call you difficult. But she's never been of the industry because she's in it. Like, some people are of the industry, right? Some people live, breathe the industry, but she was still Monique. She did what she did, but she knew how to turn it off and to go home. And some people don't believe you should do that if you want to further your career. So I definitely believe that the things that have happened, have caused her to be blackballed, but she is walking and living in her truth. And I love me, Monique. Some may not, but I love her. And she still said that her Netflix situation where she was suing or coming to an agreement with Netflix is still underway. So we have to stay tuned to see what happens with that. What else do I have on here? TikTok, I didn't know if I wanted to talk about that, but everything I do is positive, uplifting. I had 44,000 followers over on TikTok. All of a sudden the other day, I get this notice when I go to log into my TikTok saying that my account is banned permanently for violating community guidelines. Now, this has been a thing over on TikTok with Black content creators. And my daughter sent me some things on Twitter where they were saying the same thing about TikTok. And I would see this over the last couple of years on TikTok, where Black creators were talking about being banned and all of that. Now, they have a lot of hate and different things, but y'all know me. I put positivity. I talk about colon cancer, which I'll talk about in a moment, and other things. So that really hurt me. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to reach out to them, but it's not going to stop me from spreading my positivity and spreading my word. Hopefully TikTok can get it together and they can restore my account and my followers. I will be there. But if they're not, that's not going to stop me from living. It's upsetting and disappointing. Don't get me wrong, but that's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. So if y'all got any pullover on TikTok, shout out for your girl, stand up for your girl and tell them, what's happening and what kind of content. They can look at my content and see it's all positivity, education, elevation, and entertainment. That's what I do. But next topic. New Edition concert is tomorrow with Jodeci, and in some areas Charlie Wilson. Let me tell you, I haven't even gone to the concert yet. It's tomorrow, and I'm ready to go again to another location. If y'all don't know me for real, y'all don't know that I'm a New Edition family, not fan, since I was like 9-10 years old, about 9 years old. My wall used to be covered with New Edition. My mom wanted to have a news camera come in to show that. So I've always loved New Edition. Bobby Brown is my favorite. My cousin, R.I.P. Demarie, she assigned him to me because he was the youngest, and I was her younger cousin, and Ralph was her boo because he was a Taurus like her. So that was already established back in like 80, 79, 80. That's what was established. So I ran with that, and Bobby is still my boo. Love Bobby. Got a chance to meet him a couple of times. Great guy, smelled good. I digress. But anyway, the concert is tomorrow, and I'm so excited. I even made my shirts. I got my shirts over here. Y'all see them if you follow me on social media. I made my shirts. I'm going to make my daughter a shirt, and we're going to go. I'm going to wear my Michael Bivins Sporty Rich jacket, and we're going to rock out to New Edition. I'm such a family of New Edition that I even seen them in 2017 get their Hollywood Walk of Fame star in Hollywood. So that's how I roll. So anybody that knows me knows that tomorrow is going to be an oh happy day. Because why? Because I'm a candy girl. Why? Because I believe in popcorn love. And no, this is not the end. And you ain't going to count me out because I'm going to be there. Because I'm a earth angel. And a little bit of love is all it takes. I ain't no jealous girl. I ain't humping around. I'm still in love with New Edition. It ain't gonna be no any heartbreak. It's not. Because if it is in love, then I can't call Mr. Telephone Man and tell him about tomorrow. Because I'm excited about a New Edition, and we going home again. So that was just my impromptu New Edition. Thank you very much. And if y'all don't know, those were titles of songs that I just came up with on top of my head. Trust me, if I had time, I would have had every last one of them. So I'm excited about that. And I'm also excited. Y'all see my blue hair? I'm also excited about March approaching. March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. So when I see you again for the Weekly Voice, I am going to be talking more about colon cancer awareness. For those that don't know, I am a colon cancer survivor, not even a year. March 5th will be of 2022 will be a year since I got my diagnosis. March 5th, 2021, and had a surgery a week and a half to cut out the cancer and reattach my colon. But I will talk more about that next week as we enter Colon Cancer Awareness Month. I'm also doing a fundraiser selling blue ribbons for $1 that you can wear and represent for me in the month of March. And the color is blue for colon cancer awareness. And when you wear those ribbons and you donate that $1, that's going to go to the fund where I can go around the country speaking to people about colon cancer awareness. So we'll talk more about that then. But let me see, any more questions? Any more concerns? What else do I want to talk about? Those are the things that I wanted to touch on this week on the Weekly Voice with Kendéll Lenice. Also, let me talk. So today I got a chance, I'm not sure when it's going to air, but I got a chance to talk about mental health on a show called The Heart of the Matter, which will be on, that's why I got on lipstick today, y'all. It's going to be on Roku TV and Apple TV and some other channels. I'm not sure when it will be on, but I talked candidly about mental health and triggers. That's what we talked about today. And it was a really good conversation. So I can't wait to tell you more about that so you can tune into that, because I'm about healing. I'm about healing us. I'm about education, like I said, elevation and entertainment. So I think that even in the entertainment of it all, we can still help each other heal and grow and laugh and really make the best of the time that we have here on Earth. I went to school for human services. I've been a professional life coach for over 20 something years. And then also when I first started college in 1989, 90, I went for journalism. Well, even when I was in high school, I went for journalism and communication. So I'm just so fortunate that, even a platform like this affords me the ability to be able to use both the entertainment side as well as the coaching and the growth and the healing side. So I'm so glad that y'all took a moment to watch the Weekly Voice. I'm going to do this. Get the beginning of the show out of your head, girl, God, that stuff was falling all over the place. But you know what? You got to keep it going and keep doing what you do. And I'm using a different device right now So that's maybe why, we're having difficulties in the beginning, but that's all right. The beat still goes on. Thank you so much for tuning into the Weekly Voice with Kendéll Lenice, where we unpack the week. If you have a story or something happens during the week and you want me to talk about it on the Weekly Voice, make sure you email me at kendélllenice@gmail.com or leave your comment within the video. Make sure ain't no comments in the video. Leave a comment. But don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and send this to your friends. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Weekly Voice. Y'all, let me just tell y'all something. I've been going all day. I have not eaten. I think I'm delirious a little bit. I need to have, I was going to say something in my mouth, but that don't sound right. Food. I need to ingest and digest some food. Not sure what I'm going to have, but I need to have something right now. But I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. God bless.